The year is 2025, and Lord Paul sits upon the appellate throne. However, out of the ashes rises a new challenger, bitterly referred to by her enemies as the Mad Duchess of Chicago. Fresh off her decisive victory at the Battle of Lugo, the ambitious noblewoman now sets her sights high. Although Lord Paul was a more than capable commander, he was saddled with an incomplete record that omitted a key hearing seeking to exclude expert witness testimony. This meant he had to overcome two hurdles. First, the lack of transcripts, and second, showing that the court abused its discretion. Meanwhile, Myra wasted no time marshalling her forces. However, despite superior numbers and the inherent advantage of being the appellee, the crafty old veteran had at least one trick up his sleeve, setting the stage for one of the most vicious battles of the Prenup Wars. But first, a word from our sponsor. If you're tired of paying for overpriced legal guides that only save you mere minutes, then rejoice. David Gotch now offers free legal guides that save you at least 20 minutes of legal research time. These guides are designed to showcase black letter law in a way that's accessible to both legal scholars and civilians alike. And best of all, it's cheap as free. So stalk the Substack, link is down below in the description, and back to our show. To understand how these two legal juggernauts became bitter rivals, we must go back to 2022, when Queen Regina Scanicchio, otherwise known as the Queen in the North, appointed her trusted captain, the Honourable Lloyd James Brooks, to adjudicate a prenuptial dispute of a divorcing couple. Centre to their dispute was a provision in the prenup requiring each to chip in 50% of, quote, ongoing household and family living expenses, end quote. And if one didn't pay their half of the bill, the other would be entitled to reimbursement, provided they filed for divorce. Problem was, no one knew whether that included things like groceries, Netflix, or cat litter, because whoever drafted the prenup failed to define what those terms meant, leading to a massive fight, and ultimately, Judge Brooks allowing parole evidence in. Making matters worse, the wife's retained bean counter, who prepared a ledger of purported household bills the husband owed, was barred from testifying except as it pertained to more recent expenditures. All of this created a perfect storm and a winner-take-all legal battle. Lord Paul's appellate ambush reverses the trial court's order, barring the expert's report. In a frantic effort to break out of the encirclement, the Duchess unleashes the rules of contract interpretation, noting ambiguities are construed against the person who drafted the contract. With the entire appellate battle hanging in the balance, it was all or nothing time. But before we conclude the battle, a final word from the bald guy.
Nice to have the office finally back. Now, before I forget, the guide also covers a couple post-nup cases. Those are kind of a horse of a different color, and case law, well, it makes them a lot easier to invalidate. We're not going to go into that in this video, except to note that extreme asset allocations generally don't fly as well in post-nups the same way they do in prenups. Now, based on a poll, because who doesn't love managed democracy, the next video will be attorney's fees. Two of the featured cases involve appeals I was in, so it's really a terrible opportunity to go full infomercial on this. I can't do it. I'm kidding. No infomercial, but it will be the focus of our Halloween special because, well, attorney fees can be pretty scary. So look for that on, fingers crossed, knock on wood inspired furniture on All Hallows Eve. Anyways, that's all I have. As always, thanks for watching.
The Mad Duchess lived up to her name, leading her forces out of the ambush. However, with the appellate court affirming the use of parole evidence but reversing of the exclusion of expert testimony, neither side could declare victory, leading many legal scholars to wonder what could have been.